Hey there my lovelies, and welcome to my booktube channel, The Sassy Library Fox. My name is V, and today I'm going to do a Christmas tag. I was tagged for a couple of Christmas tags last year, but unfortunately I couldn't do them because I was way too late to the party. And well, I decided to wait a year and do those tags now. So here is the first and hopefully not the last Christmas tag I will do this year. And I was tagged for this by Jam at Bookish Jams about a year ago. And it's called the 12 Days of Christmas book tag, and the original tag was done by Lizzie Loves Books, and I will definitely make sure to link her channel down below and also Gemma's channel. Thank you, Jam, so much for tagging me this last Christmas. I'm finally doing it. Yes. Okay, so without further ado, let's just jump into the questions. There are 12 of them, so this might be a long tag. I will try to keep it short, but as you all know, we can't keep it short. And why did I just talk about myself in the third person? Anyway, I will hold to my coffee once again. I'm sorry, but yeah, I need my coffee. Let's see if I can manage to hold the questions and the coffee in the other hand. Yeah, it's kind of going to be some sort of experiment. Okay, so the first question is, A Partridge in a Pear Tree, favorite standalone book? Now, that one is a hard one because I so rarely read standalones. I really just started to notice this when I began to do tags, and there are always questions about standalones, and I'm always like, I so rarely read standalones. Usually I read series, but I think a good answer for that would either be Felix Ever After by Case and Calendar, which is a book I'll never stop raving about. It is amazing. Felix is an awesome MC. It's an LGBTQIA+ book. So if you like to read in that genre, I can highly recommend you to read this one. And it's basically about Felix finding his voice and himself and coming to terms with who he really is. And I thought that the transgender representation was done so well in this one. There were also some rather tough scenes regarding his gender change. So yeah, be aware of the trigger warnings when you read this book, but it's a great one. And I think I could have also mentioned The Picture of Dorian Gray here, which is one of my all-time favorite books ever. But yeah, I think I will just go with Felix Ever After because Felix Ever After is more modern and it's a more recent book I read. Second question. Two Turtle Doves, fictional OTP, favorite ship. Okay, that one is going to be tough because right now I'm really torn between two ships, and they are both slow burn ships. One of them is Pinch, and I love Pinch. I've been a The Raven Cycle fan for years now, and their slow burn is just amazing. But I'm currently reading All for the Game, and I'm at the third book. I'm over the half of it, and I think Andrea just won my heart over. I love them so much. You have no idea how much I love them. I can't. And I'm currently reading it, and I'm at 70%, and I'm just I can't Ah, I just, I can't put into words how much those two mean to me and how much I love them. They went through so much. I don't know if any of you ever read the All for the Game series, but this series has, like a friend of mine, and obviously queer, already said all the trigger warnings you can imagine, like an entire list of trigger warnings. And I still love this series so much, and I love Neil and Andrew so much. And honestly, if you are interested in this series, or if you read this series, you definitely have to check out obviously Queer's video, because it's amazing. I will make sure to link her channel down below, but she touches on so many things that are problematic in this series, and yet we all still love it. I'm trash for this series, I'm trash for my two boys, and I'm so trash for the Andrei ship. So yes, those two definitely are my favorite OTP at the moment, and I'm currently in a difficult phase of the book and my heart is bleeding, and I just can't. Talk to me when I finish the book. But right now I'm having all the feels. I can't talk about this book without bursting into tears, so we'll just leave it at that. Okay, let's just go to the next question. And question number 3 is 3 French Hens, favorite trilogy. And that's actually a tough one, because I didn't just realize that I love to read series, but I also love to read long series. And there aren't a lot of trilogies I read. I read a lot of duologies lately, and a lot of book series that have more than 3 books. But for this, I think I will go with the Infernal Devices, because the Infernal Devices is such a great series, and I just love all the characters, Tessa and Will and Cham, and the friendship between Will and Cham, and those 3, I just love the Infernal Devices. And if you don't know what the series is about, it's one of Cassandra Clare's Shadowhunter series, so it plays in the same universe as all the other Shadowhunter books, only in the, I think it is the 19th century. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite trilogies ever. Question number 4, 4 calling birds, favorite fictional beast creature. That one isn't easy. Let me take a sip before I answer. I think I will go with the Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater here. And there are those water horses in the book, and they're called Cable Ishke. I don't know if I pronounced it right now. I'm pretty certain I butchered that. But yeah, it's a difficult language, and I think the term comes from Gaelic or Irish at least, so I'm sorry if I butchered this, but those water horses come from Celtic mythology, and they are creatures that lure people to the water and then drag them in and drown them. So they are dangerous horses, and the entire book is about those horses and an annual race that is taking part on the island each year. And a lot of riders ride on those water horses and fight against each other, and the winner gets a big prize. So yeah, Puck is one of the main characters, and we see the story through Puck's point of view, and Sean is another rider, and there's a little love story between those two. I won't go into too much detail, but those water horses were amazing. The way Maggie described them, the way the setting on the island is described, you can basically feel the water in your eyes and the waves and the mist and everything that's going on this island. Honestly, if you are looking for a book that gives you total autumn vibes, you should definitely go for that one. So that was my answer to question number 4. And question number 5 is 5 golden rings. Show 5 golden books. I think I might get up later on and show you 5 golden books in my shelves. But right now I just recorded and then edited in. So I still owe you 5 golden books. And I think we could go with the Starless Sea. I mean, it has a golden cross on here. So that's gotta count, honestly. I don't have a lot of golden books. I mean, if you want to consider it golden, I think you could go with the Da Vinci Code. It's some sort of brown and a little bit golden mixed into it. So we will just go with this, I think. And those were 2 books. Let's see if we can find more. Oh yeah, The Name of the Wind is definitely a golden book. You can see it here. And yeah, King of Scars is golden too. You can't see it all too well on the camera right now. Those were 4. And hi Tony. Tony, might I just put you aside a little bit? I think the Cassandra Clare books count as golden. They have at least golden letters written on it. So we just take it there. Here you go, Tony. Welcome back. And yeah, I think that's it. I will just edit this in now. Let's go to the next question. Question number 6. 6 geese a laying. Rotten egg. What's your least favorite book? Okay, I know a lot of people are probably going to hate me for saying this, but I stand by it. And honestly, for me, it just didn't work. I know it's world literature. I know a lot of English teachers will give me strange looks if they hear this, but it's The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. And I just don't like this book. I didn't like Holden. Holden Caulfield is, I don't know, honestly, I could rant about him an entire video long, so I won't do it. I just won't do it. Leave it at that. My least favorite book is The Catcher in the Rye, and I don't get it. I don't get the hype. I don't get why people think that it's the best book ever. I just don't get it. Okay, that's my personal opinion. If you disagree, please let me know why you love the book. I would really like to understand it, but it definitely didn't work for me. So yeah, least favorite book and very unpopular opinion, but it is how it is. I can't change it. It just didn't work for me. Okay, question number 7. Let's go to the next one before I dig my own grave here. I'm pretty certain a lot of people who are watching this video will be shocked now. Anyway, let's not dig my grave any deeper and just go to question number 7. 7 swans are swimming. Show a book with water on the cover. A book with water on the cover. I think I'm still not done with the book because I'm currently copying all the quotes from it for my review, but it's this one, The House in the Cerulean Sea, and as you can see there is water on the cover. So yeah, I will never get tired of saying how amazing this book is. Really one of the most wholesome and best books I read in 2022. So The House in the Cerulean Sea is amazing. I think everyone who follows my channel either read that book in my Clune along with me when I hosted it, or already read it, so I won't say a lot about what it is about. It's basically about a social worker named Linus Baker, and he is sent to an island in the Cerulean Sea to take a look at the orphanage and its director, and to see if it needs to be closed or not. And he gets to know all the children that live there, and also Arthur Parnassus, who is running the orphanage. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. It's really such a wholesome and sweet read. If you need something fluffy and wholesome in your life, this is the perfect book to pick up. Okay, that was question number 7. So far, I managed to keep my coffee in my hand and didn't drop it yet. Let's see if I continue that lucky streak. Question number 8. 8 Maids a Milking. What fictional food do you wish you could taste? I gotta say, the first book that came to my mind now is Tweet Cute by Emma Lord, because in this book, it's a romance, and there's Pepper and Jack, and they are rivals, and they have some sort of Twitter fight going on. Neither of them knows who the other person is behind the account. Jack has a little daily that's owned by his family. It's a family business and they are struggling. And Pepper is from one of the biggest burger companies in the country. And they are having some sort of Twitter war and don't know about each other, and they're also going to school together and can't stand each other there as well. And well, somehow there forms a romance. But enough about what the book is about. It was obviously one I enjoyed a lot. It was a lot of fun to read about those two. But the food that's mentioned in this book, honestly, it made me so hungry when I read this book. I wanted to eat all the things they were baking in there. I mean, they have kitchen sink macarons and monster cake, and all those things just sounded amazing, and I really wanted to taste them. I wanted to know how they taste. So if any one of you has a recipe for monster cake or kitchen sink macarons, please give me the recipe. I would love to bake this and to taste it. So that one was a great book and I really enjoyed it. Question number 9. 9 ladies dancing. Favorite dance between 2 characters. And I know this is a book tag, but I honestly can't think of a single book in which there is a dancing scene. I mean, I know there are a lot of books that have dancing scenes in them. I'm currently reading The Final Empire and there are plenty of dancing scenes in there, but they aren't great dancing scenes. They are just scenes where the characters talk with each other. So I will just bend the rules a little bit here and talk about a movie. And this book has lagged some of the best dancing scenes ever, and it's Havana Nights Dirty Dancing 2. I loved that movie. I think it's totally underrated. Everyone knows Dirty Dancing and everyone raves about Dirty Dancing still, but no one ever seems to mention Dirty Dancing 2. But it's one of my favorite movies ever, and the actors are amazing. Their expressions, how they convey feelings, and the dancing, chef's kiss. Honestly, chef's kiss. So I know I kind of bent the rules here, but I really can't think of a single book that would have an amazing dancing scene. I will definitely look for them in future now. I will keep that in mind, and maybe one day I will be able to answer this question. For now, I just can't really answer it. But check out Dirty Dancing 2, it's amazing. Okay, question number 10. 10 Lords A-Leaping. Favorite book to movie adaptation? Favorite book to movie adaptation? A couple of years my answer would have been different, but I just recently rewatched Heartstopper on Netflix, and I know it's not a movie, and I know the Heartstopper books are actually comics, but quite honestly I don't care, because this is amazing. What the actors and the director and everyone else who was involved in this series did with it is awesome. If you haven't watched Heartstopper yet, you definitely should watch it. I just binged through it recently because I needed something wholesome and fluffy and sweet in my life, and they did such a great job with this series, and honestly the actors are amazing. Kit Connor and Joey Locke are awesome. They convey so many feelings with just the facial expressions and with the little gestures, and if you haven't watched Heartstopper yet, you definitely should. You so should. Well, and this brings me to question number 11, which is 11 Pipes Piping. Favorite book to movie adaptation soundtrack? Okay, as for the soundtrack, this is going to be a different answer because I love movie soundtracks. I think the soundtracks for book adaptations are usually not that good. I can't think of a lot book to movie adaptation soundtracks I like, but that one I'm going to mention I love, and it's the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. And if you've read the books and if you've watched the movies, you know that this soundtrack is awesome. It just fits so well, and even if you read the book and listen to the soundtrack while you read the book, it's perfect. It's one of the best soundtracks ever, and I even got it as a Christmas present back then when Lord of the Rings was all over the media. And I still listen to it because it's so good. So yes, Lord of the Rings soundtrack, definitely one of the best soundtracks ever. And it fits the movies and it fits the books. Perfect. So now we come to the last question, and the last question is 12 drummers drumming. It's the end of the song. What's your favorite book ending? Favorite book ending? Oh, that's a hard one. Book endings are difficult for me because I usually tend either to love them or to hate them, or to be pretty indifferent. Not a lot of authors manage to make a good ending for a series. There are plenty of series I love, but the last book never really lives up to my expectations, or the way they are ending my favorite series doesn't live up to my expectations. Maybe I'm just a too picky reader, I don't know. I've read so many books over so many years, so probably I'm just picky. But one author that wrote the perfect ending to a series is actually Sarah J. Maas, and it's Kingdom of Ash. Kingdom of Ash, the 7th book and the last book in her Throne of Glass series, is honestly one of the best and most epic endings I've ever read. Everything comes together so perfectly and smoothly, and all the different characters, and we're talking about, I don't know, 10 main characters or even more here. They all get a proper ending and everything is resolved. So That's a masterpiece right there, and definitely the best book ending I ever read. Like it, honestly. Okay, so that was question number 12, and now it comes to the tags. And I'll hopefully be able to get this video up right at the beginning of December so that the people I'm going to tag will be able to do it. And I also decided to tag a couple of new channels I started to follow recently because I really want to know their answers and I want to see their take on this. And I'm just going to say who I'm going to tag for this. I'll write their channels down below as well so that you can go to them and check them out. They all have awesome content and they are really such sweet and lovely people. They put a lot of work and effort into their videos and I really love to watch their content. So this said, I will just read them from here and be done with it. So the first channel I tag is Emily at Emily Reads Books. Then I'm going to tag Bea at Mama Needs to Read Romance. Tatiana at Reading with Tatiana. Lo at Literally Lo. Ash at Books to Ashes. And last but not least, Kristen at Kristen Craves Books. Okay, those are the people I'm going to tag for this. I would love to see your take on this. Don't feel pressured to do it if you don't want to, but I would just love to hear your answers. And for everyone who is watching this video and wants to do this tag as well, and I didn't tag you, consider yourself tagged and just do it. And make sure to link to me so that I know you did the video and can check it out. Okay, so I think I'm finally at the ending of this super long video. Tag videos always take me so long and those were 12 questions, so a very long video. And me not being able to keep things short probably adds to the problem. Yeah, not going to say anything more to that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, comment down below. I always love to see your comments and to get your feedback and to hear about what you are currently reading. And well, I guess there's nothing left to say except of take care, stay healthy and safe, and see you around the next time. Bye!